Just started the recording.
Prithvi,
Yeah.
before you get into the technical part, just one thing I noticed yesterday's review. Can I say
Recording now. I'm resuming it.
yes, please?
Yeah. Yesterday's class we talked about what is SAN and what is NAS, local storage, all this stuff. Now we are moving
Mm-hmm.
into the VMware side of things and what is data store. What are all the files inside the data store, and we'll talk about that in detail. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So first, what is your understanding on data stores? I think I've given an overview of it. Do you remember it?
Yeah, data store is the container kind of thing which holds the information.
Okay. Correct. So if I delete my data store, will my data will be deleted?
No,
Yes. Why?
because it is not the place where actually the data is getting saved. It is
Okay.
just the container which is passing the information
Yeah.
to the actual storage.
Very good. Perfect. So now in my environment, I have two A6i hosts. Okay.
Mm,
Let's assume this is a FC connection. So for FC
mm.
connection, what should I have here to connect the cables?
HBA card.
Yeah, true. I should have my HBA card here, right?
Mm,
HBA cards. So
mm.
now my HBA cables, where will it go?
SAN switch.
FC switch, yeah, fabric switch.
Mm.
And where they will go, the cables from there,
Storage.
yeah, storage processor, it will go. Now, the customer is requesting to create 3 data stores. Okay. He wants
Okay.
data store for database, and then
Mm,
one for applications, and one
mm.
for all the web servers. He wants you
Okay.
to create it. So what you'll do, you'll go ahead and inform the storage team and ask them to create 3 LUNs.
Correct.
Okay, LUN 1, LUN 2, and LUN 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Correct. Mm.
And let's say if it's all like 1 TB.
Okay.
Now, how do I present this lunch to my host 1 and host 2 is the question.
Okay. First, I will do the zoning.
Zoning you will do. Yeah,
First, I'll do the zoning, and
yeah,
then I will. First, I will configure check. Once I do the zoning, then I'll check if the WWN
yeah.
WWPN correct or WWN.
Yes. WWPN is for the HBA. WW
WWN. N is for the
WWN is for the host.
host.
Yeah, when I say N is node, P is for port.
No,
So
port.
port means each and every slot. If I have 10 HBA cards, I will have 10 port WWPN. But for the
Hmm.
whole host, there will be only one node. So that is NN. So any host will have only one WWNN and
Hmm.
10 or how many ever ports I have, that will be port number. When I say port, I mean HBA.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. Now,
Hmm.
so you have presented it, zoning is all done. Now
Hmm.
everything is done from the storage end. Everything is done.
Hmm.
When I go into my ESXi, I should do
Hmm.
an operation called rescan. I go to my
Hmm.
storage and there will be a button called rescan.
Hmm.
This button is here, rescan, you see.
Hmm.
If I click on rescan, it will ask, should I have to rescan all the HBA cards? I'll say yes. And then what it will do, it will search for all the available or presented LUNs.
Okay.
When I say presented, it's mapped. So in our case, if you see, I can see there is one iSCSI 2 and iSCSI 3. 3 are there, right? It's
Hmm.
coming from DGC iSCSI disk. But if I go to my data stores, I can see only one data store. So that means that there are 2 data stores or 2 LUNs that are presented where I can create data stores out of it. If I go here, yeah.
Ah.
So the LUNs are still presented, so I can create a data store out of it. So you see here, I can still
Three
see
lines.
data stores. Yeah. So let's say I'm just putting test and then I click next. And then I want to set the partition to use the full disk and then finish. It's telling the data will be erased. Are you okay with that? I say yes.
Mm.
Now within 2 seconds, I'll get a data store. So this is how you create a data store. Okay.
One question.
Yeah.
Why I need to create a data store? I can present the LAN itself, right?
Okay, good question. Now, see, you're creating you have a storage processor which is a Linux-based machine. By design, it has Linux. All the storage processor is built on Linux operating system, right?
Correct.
Now, my VMware, it is
Okay, you are talking
also
about the file system.
yes. So I need a file system which is
Fine.
common.
In
Mm,
that case,
mm,
if I have a NAS,
yeah,
if I have a NAS,
yeah.
it is a no, it's not a block level. It is a
File
I
level.
would say file level.
Yeah.
I present that path
Hmm.
and then I format it and I use my own way, right?
You can, but ideally, the virtual machines that you're going to create on the host
Hmm.
should be capable enough to write on the NFS. In most cases, the virtual machines does not. So that's the reason you need a common platform where all the virtual machines can write and the ESXi can does all the IOs and they will write it in turn to the NFS or NAS storage.
Okay, so in that case, if you are presenting an NAS, still you need to create a data store.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so basically data store is required to get that file system on which the OS will write.
Exactly, yes.
But if I am not having a VMware,
Mm-hmm,
just from my understanding, I'm saying if I'm not
mm-hmm,
having a VMware, if I have a
mm-hmm,
Windows machine,
mm-hmm,
and if I am presenting a LAN
mm-hmm,
to the system,
mm-hmm,
I even if it is a Windows or something, I don't think I have to create anything like that. For example, if it is a Windows
mm-hmm,
and if I present a LAN,
mm-hmm.
it shows as a drive to
So
me,
you'll come
right?
here, right? You'll come to the data disk management if it's Windows.
Correct.
You'll have to do rescan like what we do in ASXi.
Correct. And we set the file system.
And then you will see a uninitialized disk.
Uninitialized, correct. And
And
then
then
I
what do
right
you
click
do?
on
You
it
right
and see
click.
the huh,
During that, what do you do? There is a process called formatting by GPT
formatting the drive. Huh,
with
correct.
GPT or
I
MBR.
format the
The
I
same thing
format the drive.
happens here when you create the VMFS. So you're formatting the data in a way that your operating system can write it on the disk.
Yes.
Else it is a raw
Yes.
disk. It's a raw disk. It's just
Yes.
presented. I
Yes.
can't write. I can't do anything.
Correct. It will be black in color.
Yeah, it will be black in color. So the same
Correct.
operation happens in Windows or Linux. In Linux, it's called LVM. Instead of disk management, you'll go to LVM, Logic Value Manager. There you will do a
Mm.
format. There also you will eventually write it as a GPT or MBR, whatever file system you want. So that's a default storage activity do in any operating system, not in VMware or Windows or Linux.
But here in
Yeah.
Windows, you do not create a folder like that.
Huh.
You do not create something like that in
Huh. That's
VMware. You
that's
just
because
that's
that's
the
big.
only difference.
Yeah, I'll tell you why that is because this is a once you present to Windows, it's usually used for that Windows only. It's a single
Correct.
machine, but here when in this is a
Ah,
shared
correct.
storage. Yeah.
Correct, correct. So again, when I'm okay, so if after this,
Hmm.
this data store is for this particular ESXi host.
Hmm.
Now I create 10 VMs.
Hmm.
Okay, I create 4 VMs.
Hmm.
One has Solaris, one has Linux, one
Hmm.
has Windows, and like that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So when I shared that again, while I install the OS, I will select that one of the data store,
Hmm.
or if I'm creating one data store, I'll select that one, correct, while
Hmm.
installing the OS.
Correct.
Then again, I change the file system according to that OS.
Hmm.
Something like that.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Let's just show what I'm talking about. Say, so in our let's say this is our environment, right? Host one. I've created a test data store here.
Hmm.
Okay. You see the test data store. So once I create a test data store here from the 1 TB LUN that I have created a test data store, right? And this is a shared storage because this is common for both this is zoned for both the hosts. So both the ESXi hosts can reach this data store. Okay.
This no, but you said we are creating the data store for the particular host, right?
Huh. So that's what happened. So don't think about Windows as of now. Forget about it.
No, no,
The
I'm talking about data store only. When you're
yeah.
creating the data store, you are
Hmm.
creating it for this particular host.
Yes, but you're creating it on the LUN. You're creating it on the LUN that is presented. Okay, let me open a new sheet in this case. See, this is my host. Okay. This is my
Okay.
host 1 and this is my host 2.
Okay.
Okay. And you're presenting or you're zoning one LUN from the underlying storage. This is a storage processor. Okay. You're cutting or you're carving a LUN and you're telling this is LUN 1. And LUN 1 is presented to both the storages. This you know, right?
Correct.
Till this you're
This
clear,
is
right?
very clear. Yes.
This is clear, right? You presented one LUN, which is one device that is going to the same hard disk or same LUN that is on the storage processor. Now, when I create a data store, what happens is this is created on the LUN. So the diagram should be not like this. One moment. So the LUN is here, which is presented to both of them, which means that host 1 can also access this LUN, host 2 can also access this LUN. When I create a data store, the data store is actually a small VMFS chunk that is created over the LUN using the VMware file system. So it's like this, it's created like this, which is still accessible for both of them.
Okay.
So the data store will be in front of the LUN. When you create a data store, it will be created in front of this on the LUN. Now this data store is again common for both of them. So this is VMFS file system. This is the LUN, which is coming from the underlying storage. Now this is common because you have presented this LUN to both of them. This VMFS data store is also, or it's also applicable or available for both the hosts.
Okay.
Is it clear?
This part is clear, but I'm not able to visualize it on a broader sense. If
Okay.
you have 10 VM machines,
Mm-hmm.
obviously everything will be interconnected. Everything will be part of the SAN environment. So 10 VM machines is sharing the same data store.
Yes.
So, uh, okay, okay. Hmm.
Okay, don't confuse as of now. I'll tell you why, how they are shared and all this stuff.
So from a single LAN,
Hmm.
can I create one data store or multiple data store?
One LUN, one data store.
So technically, whatever the data store I see, if I see 5 data store, that means 5 LAN is coming from that particular
Yes.
storage or a series of storage.
No. One. See, in our case, let's say our case. How many? This is the LUNs presented to this host. Okay. In devices, you will see. So you'll see. Just see the DGC1, DGC1, 2, and 3. Three data stores will be. So that means that I should have 3 data stores. But I have only 2. That's because there is one more LUN that is still left out as not created as a
That's
LUN.
okay. That's okay. I'm saying the other way around. I'm saying, acha, again, if you create only, then it will come, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and if you have 3 storage, which are connected to 2 switch for redundancy.
Okay.
And from each storage, one LAN is created. a big LAN size is created.
Okay.
And while you go to any of the host which is connected to this, which is part of this network,
Mm.
from any of the host you select and create a data store.
Mm.
Then it is not physically on that host, it is on that LAN just next to the LAN, and like the LAN is converted into the data stores, and any of the other host can do it.
Mm.
Means access it.
Okay.
Is it correct?
Partially, I would say. When you say two hosts or two storage protocols are there, and you're
Hmm.
using for redundancy, right? So
Hmm.
what do you do once you carve out the LUN from storage processor one,
Hmm.
and you have something called SIM.
Hmm.
I'm sure you might be aware of this. This is a storage. This is called Common Interface Manager. What this will do
Okay.
is, the moment you carve a LUN on storage processor one, there will be a
Hmm.
LUN carved on the storage processor 2. But this will not be presented unless and until this goes down. This will be there as a passive or an active or unoptimized. Yesterday I showed you optimized and unoptimized. So this
Hmm.
will
Hmm.
be
Hmm.
either active or it will be non-optimized active. So this will be presented. This doesn't mean that this is going to be also part of the data store. This will be coming into picture only if this LUN goes down. The
Correct.
VMFS
That
will
is
not.
the
Hmm.
that is the configuration you are talking.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking different configuration. I am saying you have SP1
Okay, wait.
where
I'll
there is
put a picture of what you're trying to
yeah
say. Okay, tell me you have one storage processor.
yeah
Okay.
it has one LAN
Okay, one LUN.
and storage processor 2,
Okay.
it has one LAN.
Okay. So it's active or active passive.
No, now they are both connected to the switch.
Okay. So they'll have different switches.
Yes,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
this SP1 connect to both the switch, SP2 connect to both the switch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
Hmm. Correct.
So
Go
I
ahead.
have no communication between these two. Through the switch, I am talking to each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Now here from this switch,
Hmm.
again I have four VM machines or three
Wait,
VM
wait.
machines.
Don't go
Sorry.
to VMs right now. You're just telling there is LUN.
Correct. Now I'm
Hmm.
talking about the host.
Okay. Host. Okay. How many hosts do you
Host,
have?
three hosts you make it, or
Okay, you
two
have.
hosts you make.
Okay, you have two hosts.
Uh, and they're same way connected to the switch directly and
Okay.
this crosswise.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
Now I create one LAN in SP1.
Okay, you created one LUN and you've created, okay, LUN 1 is here.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And one in SP2.
No, that's the question now. Why are you creating LUN 1 again on SP1 and SP2? Why do you do that? Though no, storage admins will not do that. They'll create either on storage processor 1 or 2. They won't have access to create on 1 and 2 because underlying storage will not let you show, I want to create it on storage processor 1. You have a storage console, right? You have your storage, like you have your management page for storage. It
Hmm.
will not show you, are you going to create it on 1 or 2? There is no such feature. You just create one LUN. That is what they will ask you to do. I will create it on LUN 1 or storage processor 1 or 2. That's up to the storage configuration that you have. I will not ask you to create on storage processor 1 or 2. You just create one LUN or LUN 3, whatever LUN you want to create that. That's your job.
Correct. So the storage admin guy created
Hmm.
one LAN in SP1 and one LAN in SP2.
I don't know how to do that. I have never seen a storage engineer doing that. They will create only one LUN on the storage processor 1. Maybe you need to check with the storage guys on that. I am not familiar. So what I am familiar as of now is, or whatever we do is like, once you create a storage LUN from the storage processor, I can
Hmm.
see that LUN on host 1 and host 2. On underlying storage, as far as I am aware, you will be creating on any of the one available storage processor, and then inside storage processor using the CAM, they'll be copied to the other available storage processor. That is what is SAMaware. And that's how it works. You won't be able to create one on here and one on here. No, I have never seen it in my experience. Or maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen such type of storage environment. Yeah.
No, but even if we do it,
yeah,
and if the VM is accessing it,
yeah,
then if it is accessing LAN1, suppose
no, I think we can park the questions. I'll park the question. Don't worry as of now. Just see if you can understand what I'm trying to say. So here I have host 1. Okay.
Okay.
Only one. Okay. Let's say 2 hosts are there. Okay. And you have presented it to a redundant environment. Let's say it's Alua. And then you're presenting it to the storage processor 1 and storage processor 2. Once the LUN is presented, right? Once the LUN is presented from any of the storage processor, you don't worry about that. As far as you are a VM admin who should be aware, there is a SAN behind it, but you have no idea what about the underlying storage. You don't have to worry. That's a storage admin's headache. All you need is a LUN to create a data store. That is coming from SAN. It's coming from SAN 1 or SAN 2. It's not my job. It's the job of your storage admin to determine. Okay, all I ask is for a LUN so that I can create a data store. What they usually do is they'll carve out a LUN and then they'll give it to the hosts that will be mapped, or it will be presented to both the hosts. And using that, I will create one common data store which is accessible for both the ESXi hosts. This is shared. So I want you to
create multiple data store out of a single LUN?
No, that's why I showed you here one device, one data store. One device, you can create only one data store. One device in the sense it's called LUN. Are you following me?
Yes.
Shivam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, sorry, the headphone went sideways.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, no problem.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So if you see here, the LUNs here, seeing here, right? These are 3 LUNs that are presented. DGC is a LUN.
Only one is data store. I got that clear.
Yeah.
So I can only create one data store out of one LUN.
One LUN, yes.
And if I don't want to, again, this is admin job, right? That if I don't want to get that data store used by a particular host,
you don't have to present.
I just have to select it. I don't select it. That's all.
Yeah. But they won't do that. Why do you use VMware then? You want shared storage.
No, but if I have 10 hosts,
okay,
and I do not want to use a particular data store for 5, this one, as I segregate.
In that case, they do something called host grouping. So they'll do host grouping on the underlying connectivity itself. While presenting the cable itself, they'll segregate it. Like this host should go to this SAN. So I'm going to use this only for shared storage for this hosts. Other hosts I don't want. So few of the customers will do that, especially banking customers. Usually, they have segregation from the cable itself.
Got it. Okay, fine.
Yeah. So underlying storage, I am not sure. Again, I will leave it to the storage.
So when I'm installing a VM, when I'm installing virtual machine VM in my laptop, my data store would be my internal hard drive.
Correct. Correct, exactly. You can
and
also
I cannot choose on the size of the data store, right? It is as per the size of the LAN itself.
One thing you can do is you can do something called partition. If you see, I still have one LUN. I'll show you how to create that. So one LUN is still left out. There is something called partition. During the selection of LUN, you get partition option where you can use the size. So if you see the capacity is 2 GB, free space is 2 GB. However, I can set the partition in a way that I can use only 1 GB or it's up to me. I can resize it. This will let me resize it.
Okay. Okay.
So I have to choose custom and say I want to use only 1 GB. This will let
And what
you.
will happen to the other half of the LUN?
It'll be still there. It'll be still there. Later, if I want to increase, I'll have to come to the same location and increase the space. So I have an option to increase capacity. So I have to come here and then select the partition and then increase it. The same window will come. You have to move the cursor in a way that it increases.
But I cannot use that other half which is pending in any other work, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you want to increase the LUN itself, you can increase the LUN on the underlying storage and then you do a rescan. After that, you can increase the same LUN.
Can you repeat this last statement?
Sure. So if you want to increase the LUN, let's say you presented one LUN, this is 1 TB.
Okay.
Okay, I've created a data store for 1 TB. Now after 1 year, my data store has grown fully, all the data is utilized and my VMs are using everything. Now I want to increase it to 2 TB. So what should I do first? I will go to the LUN, the LVM, right, the device which is presented. I will first ask the storage engineer to increase from 1 TB to TTB. They will increase first. They'll increase the LVM. And once I do that, I'll do a rescan here on the devices. If I rescan, this capacity will be increased from 2 GB to 2 TB, or whatever size I've increased. And then eventually I can increase the data store just clicking the increase data store capacity. This button. This will increase the, yeah.
Give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Can we just stop the
Sure.
session?
I'll pause it. Yeah.
1 minute.
Okay. I'm resuming the session.
Please.
So data store concepts might be little vague unless and until we get in detail and we get in more detail about what is what. So it's absolutely fine if you don't understand. I'll repeat it tomorrow again. We'll go through it one more time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. For now, have an understanding of what is data store. Are you clear? When someone says what a data store is presented, you should first ask them what type of storage do you use. Are you using FC or FC SAN or FCOE, iSCSI or local storage? Once you have that idea, you'll just imagine. So if it's FC, you'll have FC switch. So it's a shared storage. If someone says local, see, the whole situation will totally be different if it's a local storage. You have a hard disk. Let's say you have host 1 and host 2, right?
Okay.
Host 1 and host 2 is here. He's having a local storage, which is like 1 TB hard disk. Okay. He can create a data store out of this, and there is no way you can share this to host 2. There is no way. You can only use it within this host. Host 1 only can use the data store 1. So local storage cannot be your shared storage. Then why do we go with that? Because they want high performance. SSDs are very high performance, as you may be aware of that. Yeah, so if it's iSCSI or FCOE or FC, then you can present LUN and you can play with it.
But again, it is iSCSI, FCOE or FC. Still, it is a it is a shared storage, right?
Yes.
Then what difference it will make if I know if it is a iSCSI, FCOE or FC?
So yesterday, if you see the yesterday session, we talked about the use cases. Why should I go to iSCSI? Why should I go to
No,
FC?
that is that is no, not from that perspective. I'm saying from technical troubleshooting perspective, will it make any difference?
Yes. It will make a difference when you troubleshoot. So the customer is telling, I am using FC, and I
Okay.
presented all the LUN to my FC, and only two hosts can see, other hosts cannot see. Can you help me fix the problem? So what we will do, we'll first ask them to go to the storage and first click on devices. And can you show me if the device is visible here? Which means that he has presented it. He is he is presented it. If it's not visible, the first thing we'll ask him to do is unpresent. Let's do a represent together. Let's see what you're doing. What we will do, we will take him to the adapters and show him this is the WWPN for my host adapter. Can you put this? And if he has made any mistake while he's putting this WWPN number, the device will not be visible. And he is sure that he has put the right WWPN, then on the ESXi host, you can rule out, okay, on host level, we are good. Next point of troubleshooting should be on the FC switch. So we'll ask them to open the FC switch and see if there is a communication between host and the port, and then we'll fix that problem. If that is also resolved, we'll ask them to check with the FC switch owners to the storage, that communication between the switch to the storage. That will ask them to
Between
check.
the switch to the storage, but customer is saying the other VMs are able to view it, right?
Hmm. So the cable, that should be from the cable then. Every configuration is good, then we'll ask them to swap the cables. Most of the time there'll be cables, or sometimes they'll not present it properly, or in few
Present it
cases.
properly, but cables would be very less, because if it is a cable issue, none of the ESXi hosts should see it. If two ESXi hosts are seeing it,
Huh.
that means the communication from the LAN to the data store,
Mm-hmm.
data store created from the LAN, and
Mm-hmm.
from the data store to the ESXi host is fine for two
Yeah,
ESXi hosts.
true. So
Now,
our logical troubleshooting in general will start from the physical layer. So we'll start with the cables and all this connectivity. If everything customer is sure, he is sure everything is good, our next point of troubleshooting comes the logical troubleshooting. So we'll ask them to see the presenting. If he is presented properly, okay, that is also good. And the third is then we'll come to the software layer. We'll come to the drivers and firmwares. So we'll check
but
the
how to present it? The data store,
huh.
you go to the device, you scan and you see the data store.
Yeah.
So for that, do you have to map the data store separately to that particular host? Because three hosts, out of three hosts, two are able to see the data store.
Okay.
One is not able to see the data store.
Huh. So
Correct?
first thing you should see is, are you able to see the device first of all? Come
Correct.
here, blindly come here. If you're able to
Yes.
see here, then there is
Huh.
no issue on the LUN. It's an issue on the VMware. Something is missing, partition issue. That goes in the
Correct.
technical troubleshooting of VMware. Don't
Correct.
worry about that. So if
Correct.
it's not even visible
If it
here,
is not visible in the LAN,
yeah,
then that means there is something related to the
something,
storage side, right?
yeah,
That's what you are saying.
correct.
Oh, okay. I agree with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. I
If
agree
it's
with you.
visible here and it's not visible here, other two hosts picked it up. Host 1 and host 2 picked it up. Host 3
Huh,
is not showing the data store no matter what. That means,
huh.
okay, I am a problem. So I have to troubleshoot from the VMware then.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was saying on that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
This kind of cases you might be handled. I mean, I'm sure you might have handled this kind of cases.
Similar, not
Yeah.
exactly, not the data store ton, but yeah,
Mm.
basic logic remains the same for
Yeah.
everywhere, right?
Yeah, true.
Uh, okay. Got it.
Okay. So that's all about the data store. Tell me if you're clear or if you want to go in detail about this.
I need to do this revision once, Prithvi.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah.
You go
I
through
think.
the, yeah, go ahead.
Hmm. Yeah. That's all. That's all. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go through it. We'll go through it again. Don't worry. Tomorrow I'm going
No,
to talk.
revision not from your side.
Hmm.
revision from my
Oh,
side, I mean to say.
oh,
Yeah.
it's
So
okay.
I need to recapitulate the things once.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. And if you have doubts, let me know. We'll sit and do one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So tomorrow I'll talk about the files inside the data store. So if you go to the data store, there are certain files that are required for the each and every virtual machine. So tomorrow we'll talk about that in detail, and this is visible here. If you browse, you can see all the virtual machines, all the stuff. So we'll talk about that in detail tomorrow.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Fine.
So we'll talk about all this tomorrow. Okay.
These are by default created when you create a data store?
No. That's what we'll talk about that in detail. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. Chill out. So
Yeah.
I think you need to sleep now. Have a peaceful sleep. Don't worry about data store.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'll
will actually.
sure.